Good evening and welcome to Meet the Candidates for the City of West Park, Commission Seat 3. This program is brought to you by the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce, the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Weston Florida Chamber of Commerce, and the Business Partnership of Davie Cooper City. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here for Meet the Candidates, City of West Park, Commission Seat 3. It is my pleasure to introduce two of the candidates that have shown. All candidates were invited to participate, but the two candidates that are here today with us is Ms. Christine Judakis and Joy B. Smith. Ladies, please, thank you for being here with us today and sharing your insight on what's going on and why you should be seated in Commission Seat 3. We'll start off with a brief introduction of 1 minute. We'll start with Ms. Judakis.
Good evening, Mr. Goltz. Thank you very much for allowing us this evening. I am former Commissioner Christine Judakis, and I look forward to being elected back onto the dais on November 3rd. It is my heart's desire to be able to join with Felicia Brunson and the rest of the commission in moving this city forward to the next level. I was thrilled to be a part of it several years ago. I have been active in this community since the day I moved into town, and I want to continue the work that we started several years ago.
Ms. Smith.
Good evening, Mr. Goltz. Good evening. I'm Joyce Smith. I'm a 19-year resident here in the city of West Park. I'm a member of the ACF, CBTU, SEIU, and the HOA West Park subdivision.
Ms. Smith, I'm going to interrupt you real quickly. Can you bring your camera to get your, we're only seeing there we go. We were only seeing your nose on down. So go ahead and start. I apologize. I just wanted to catch that for the viewers.
All right, let me adjust my computer. Thank you. And I care deeply for my community. And I will work to ensure that the community voices be heard in the City Hall. I mean, I've been an advocate for the city of West Park by getting their voices heard. To meetings, I involved in the community meetings, the commissioners meetings, and also in the HOA meetings I get involved. And also, not only that, I've been an advocate bringing food and stuff into the city of West Park to the residents who are shut-ins and everything. One of the main reasons I'm running is because of the high property taxes here in the city of West Park. And also we have red light cameras that's here that's taking food off our table. In the other, it's our youths. We need to invest in our youths and our seniors.
Okay, so this is what's going to happen for the next portion. We're going to ask you approximately 4 questions. You'll have 1 minute each to answer those questions. When you see the red sheet come up, that means your time is over, and we ask that you close your comments at that point. We're going to start with Ms. Judakis. With the first question is, what do you see as the greatest need in West Park, and how will you address it?
I think that the greatest need is just moving the city forward. We've kind of been a little bit stagnant over the last couple of years. I want to see us work a little bit more closely with our business community. As you know, I was instrumental when the West Park Pembroke Park Chamber first came into the community, and I'm hoping that we can expand on what was started. The businesses need our support. I have a very strong relationship with the business community, and I'd like to see us be able to assist the business owners with, bringing more businesses in and helping them with their needs.
Okay, Ms. Smith?
Okay, one of the most important and it's like, it's right now, the property taxes is very, very important here in the city of West Park. I've walked, I've walked door to door timelessly since the beginning of summer, talking to residents, and their heart is where the property taxes are. A lot of people here in the city, they're moving out of the West Park. They're moving out. Businesses are complaining about the issues that they have with the relationship with the city. Now, high property taxes, the city here, the residents here in the city is paying actually almost 80% of the bill here in the city. The taxes is too high. I will work with my colleagues to reduce the millage rate in the high property taxes. It is very unfair that we're paying 80% of the bill, but at the same time, we do not have anyone to help us or to assist.
We're going to stay with you for the next question, Ms. Smith. The economic challenges presented by COVID will unquestionably impact next year's city budget and for the future. State sales tax distributions have declined, and another shutdown will only exacerbate that situation. What will be your approach to balancing and making sure the current budget stays balanced, and what impacts on services or taxes will you work for?
Well, economic. When we look at economic, we're looking at our residents is a burden on us. Now, with this high economic, I would scrutinize the budget. One, we are paying a lot to a company. We are paying a lot to WastePro. We look at the services that we are provided here, that's been provided to us here in the city. I'll make sure that the budget is being scrutinized line by line to reduces the taxes by the millage rate, and also to visit contracts that are here in the city between the services like the public services, the policing and firing services, to make sure that we do. And the other thing is that we do have the reserve. This is a pandemic where we need to have the money used to help the residents here in the city.
Ms. Jujakis.
Good evening. I believe your question had to do with the lack of state sales tax revenue and how to balance the budget. I have experience with the city budget. I know the city budget. I know that just recently with the new contract for WastePro, they did put it out to bid. WastePro came in lower than any of the competitors. We have a competitive bid process. Yes, our property taxes are slightly high, but when you look at your property tax bill in the community, it's not just West Park taxes. Your bill also includes various other taxing agencies within the community. We have to manage the budget without cutting back on services, and I give our commission a lot of credit. They've been able to do that. As far as the reserves go, you can't just tap into the reserves willy-nilly because the residents need assistance. Those reserves are there. The small amount of reserves that we currently have, one hurricane will empty that reserve account. And there's no recovering from that.
Mr. Jujakis, we're going to stay with you for the next question. While some businesses have seen a bump in volume during COVID, many are struggling in the current climate. How will you work to support businesses during this economic climate to help them try and keep their doors open?
As in the previous episode, the mayoral candidate, Felicia Brunson, had already said, the city has programs and has had programs to assist the businesses during COVID. And yes, I've spoken with several of the business owners in the community. A very close friend of mine that owns a car dealership, his business has been booming through this whole scenario. He's adding more employees in. Yes, some of our businesses are hurting. and we will work to help them. We have grant programs available to assist the business owners, but we can't do it all for everybody. There is a such thing as personal responsibility.
Ms. Smith, same question.
Can you repeat the question for me, please?
Sure. While some businesses have seen a bump in volume during COVID, many are struggling in the current climate. How will you work to support businesses during this economic climate to help them try and keep their doors open?
Well, after speaking to quite a lot of businesses out here in the city of West Park, the complaints are they've been harassed by code enforcement. They can't get their certificates. They can't get their permits. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Now, as a commissioner, I think it's my duty to have the residents the businesses be comfortable here in the city of West Park. And one of that is by seeking grants to help the residents. And we have agencies, there's money out there, there's small business loans out there. We need to inform the businesses. We need to have the business engaged. We need workshops for the businesses to help them recover from this pandemic. This is a pandemic that touches everyone in even the whole world. So this is what I will do.
Okay. Please stay with us. You have the next question. If elected to office, what steps will you take to attract continued investment by businesses into the West Park community?
Okay, the steps that I'll take is that yes, I know there's quite a few the TOCs here and us, and also there's businesses out there that is trying to leave the city, and my goal is to keep them into the city. Whatever I have to do to make the city, to make the businesses comfortable here in the city. If we have to revisit the staff that's working in the city to issue permits that's on time, issue certificates on time, this is what I'll have to do to keep the business places. We need the businesses here in the city of West Park so that the city can grow. We cannot leave all the burden onto the residents to pay the high taxes. We need the sharing of the tax share base here in the city of West Park.
Mr. Jacobs?
Thank you, Bob. I've already built up relationships with the business community, and the company that I currently work for is a member of your chamber. I will work with the chamber to try and bring in additional businesses and assist with the resources within the community. And yes, there are issues with permitting. There's issues with permitting no matter where you go. It's not necessarily just the city. Some of it is an application isn't filled out properly. There are so many reasons for delays in permitting and licensing, and I refuse to just put the blame on city staff. There are, in the years that I was on the commission, we worked with various businesses. I was part of the commission when H. Gregg came into the community. I was part of the commission when Bravo came into the community. We have the relationships built. We have the experience to work to move the city forward. What we lack is property.
Okay. Stay with us as this next question will come to you. Many cities across the U.S. are seeing an increase in property crime and violent crime as a result of economic turmoil being faced today. How will you work to ensure we do not see the same challenges in West Park?
We have a great relationship with Broward Sheriff's Office. The men and women that work for BSO in our community are some of the best law enforcement officers out there. They work very hard to make sure that the residents are comfortable in their homes and their neighborhoods, and they make sure that the businesses are well taken care of. And if there is an issue, they come right out. I live on one of the worst corners in the entire community. I have BSO at my house every other day because of car accidents in front of my house. We don't have an issue with the violent crime as it stands right now. And I'm hoping and praying that we don't see some of the issues that we've seen in other parts of the country. And I honestly don't think we will, given the fact that we are more or less small town America where we are. We're not the big cities. Would I love to be a big city? Sure, but we're the little engine that could.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, same question.
Okay, well, high crimes here in the city. Who gets involved in crimes here? Okay, we have to look back into what we have to offer the youth here in the city. Apprenticeship programs, we need apprenticeship programs here in the city of West Park to have the youth engaged. We have a Boys and Girls Club here out there. We pay high property taxes to maintain. It's not being used for nothing. Now we can, I have spoken to business owners here in the city, talking to them about, how about sponsoring youth here so that they can be in trouble. Right now, we in a pandemic, the youth have nothing to do. The ones that getting involved in crimes, they have nothing to do. If we have a apprenticeship program here for the youths, they can learn a trade or, they can do something. We have contracts with Westpro. We can have Westpro sponsor kids. Yes, business owners are willing to sponsor children to youth to learn mechanics, mechanical engineering, and stuff like that. So we have to engage the youth into activities that will keep them out of trouble. The other thing is that, yes, we do have my time is up. Thank you.
Thank both of you for being very conscious of the time we have. We're going to closing remarks. Ms. Smith, we'll start with you. You have 3 minutes for closing remarks.
Okay. Thank you very much for this platform and for the opportunity to have me on today. This election is not about political experience. It's about loving the community that I live in. I'm putting my community first. Joy B. Smith will be advocating on the behalf of the residents to reduce the property taxes, to avoid red light cameras in the city, to provide meaningful services to our youths and our seniors, and also to have grants available for our businesses so that the businesses can strive. Also to have businesses that locate their in here so that they can headquarters here in the city of West Park. And with my involvement in the community by delivering foods and stuff to the city, to the seniors here in the city, and to parents who are with young children here in the city, I believe that I can be a good commissioner here in the city who cares for the community, who cares for the businesses. We will revisit the contracts of the services and also with the staff here in the city. Of course, we can do better how we treat our businesses here in the city. And this is my views and my closing. Please, I ask that you vote early, vote by mail, vote on November 3rd for Joy B. Smith for seat 3, Commissioner seat 3. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a blessed one.
Thank you. Ms. Judakis.
Okay, my community involvement began in August of 2004. I was active with the Make a City Committee. I have been president of the Homeowners Association for 10 plus years. I was a board member for the Boys and Girls Club. I'm the vice president of the Friends of the Library. I have attended every homeowners meeting in this community for the last 14 years. I have attended every commission meeting since 2005, with the exception of 3 meetings in all those years. My opponent came out of the woodwork this year. She claims to have been in the community and involved in the community for 15 years. Nobody knew who she was 6 months ago. Everybody has known me. I have been a commissioner. I have built the relationships with our state legislators. I have built relationships with other community leaders around the county, whether it's Margate commissioners, Hallandale commissioners, Pembroke Pines, Cooper City, Davie. They all know me. I have worked with them. I have worked with the League of Cities on behalf of our community. I have worked with our youth. I have brought our youth to various programs around the state. I have worked with our seniors. I have given my life to this community for the last 15, 16 years, and I would love nothing more than to continue that for the next 4 as we move West Park forward. I am not part of the group that is hell-bent on dissolving the city. Ms. Smith, Ms. Everard, that's what they want to do. They're drinking the Kool-Aid that says that we're not a real city. We should never have been a city. We need to be dissolved. My question is this: why are you running if all you want to do is dissolve the city? I care about where I live. My child grew up here. I hope that my grandchildren get to come to this community. I love this community, and I want to continue to represent those members that can't speak for themselves at this point. Thank you. I ask that you please vote for me November 3rd. Christine Judakis. Experience matters, experience counts. In this current political and economic climate, we can't do on-the-job training.
I want to thank all of you, both of you, for attending today and being a part of this event. We are pleased to have you. On behalf of the Board of Directors and the members of the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce, again, thank you again for your community service, and we wish you the best of luck on Election Day. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure that you go out and vote. That is why we are doing these Meet the Candidates events. Go out and vote on November 3rd, or do early voting or absentee voting. It doesn't matter which type of voting you do, as long as you make sure that your voice counts. This Meet the Candidates program has been brought to you by the Pembroke Park West Park Chamber of Commerce, the Miramar Pembroke Pines Regional Chamber of Commerce, the Weston Florida Chamber of Commerce, and the business partnership of Davie Cooper City. Again, thank you for your time. Our next Meet the Candidates will be in 5 minutes.
Thank you again, Bob.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.